Okay, guys, let's get to it. Let me build some distance real quick, and then I'll pop cooldowns. But welcome back. Back at ya with actual gameplay. You know, it's been a while. I'm not really a fan of BFA all that much. Plenty of reasons behind that. I don't really think I need to go into it. But let's talk about something that's not BFA, but is still World of Warcraft, of course. We are going to be talking about PvP power. And I guess there's just like a general disappointment right now in the WoW community. Even just PvEers too, which is like the weirdest part. Even PvEers are like voicing their opinions on the facts that I guess just a lot of PvP people want PvP powered in Shadowlands, and Blizzard is just, I don't know, they're just stubborn. For lack of a better word, they're just stubborn and don't want to walk back on their word of saying they don't want to put PvP power in the game, but everyone's pointing it out. It's probably like the best decision for the balance of PvP players feeling rewarded and PvE players feeling rewarded. So this is pretty much the whole situation. If you haven't played WoW in a very long time, / retail WoW, for the last two expansions, Legion and BFA, BFA being the current expansion. In Legion, they got rid of PvP power / I think it was PvP power. No, sorry. In Warlords, which was the expansion previous to Legion, whenever you got PvP gear, that PvP gear would scale upwards in PvP. So, say you got a piece of PvP gear at 470, whenever you actually engage in PvP combat, it would go up to about 520 or something like that. Essentially just making it so your PvP gear that you obtain through PvP is stronger than PvE gear. Sounds like a good system for anyone who PvPs, am I right, guys? Well, unfortunately, PvE players didn't really like that. You know, they didn't like not having best-in-slot gear for one activity. So, with Legion, they did away with that. They introduced a stat template, which worked okay, for the most part. As someone with a lot of alts, I thought the stat template was fine. Even as someone who just had alts through PvP, I thought the stat template was fine. You know, it was okay. It was better than what we have now. And then from Legion to BFA, they get rid of the stat template, and now PvP gear is like the only thing that matters, but secretly it's not, because insert video of Rex Troy saying that sockets reduce the damage that you do and all that, so no one really knows what the fuck gear does anymore in PvP. So here we are now, with corruptions just shitting on everyone's fun, unless you have the corruptions, then it is fun. And, just, I guess, gear for the most part, and not PvP gear. Why would PvE gear be good in PvP? Sorry, fucking messed that up. Why would PvP gear be good in PvP? It's only PvE gear that actually performs somewhat well in competitive PvP. So that's the point we're at now. Corruptions dominating everything, PvE trinkets being required in most arenas, grinding out neck, cloak, I guess that's not really relevant. So now we're going on to Shadowlands, right? PvP players, we want gear that's, you know, able to level up. We got that, you know, we got PvP gear that you can level up with honor. However, it seems like it takes absolutely fucking forever to grind out honor. I saw Stoop's video earlier. It was estimated to complete, I believe it was a whole set, to complete an entire set of PvP gear. 6 days. 6 days game time. Not 6 days, like if, six days straight. 6 days straight to get somewhat okay PvP gear, which, another complaint from people that have Shadowlands access. The PvP gear you can get, the secondary stats aren't as good, / there's not the correct secondary stat combos on a lot of PvP gear. So in other words, if you really want to focus your secondary stats in PvP, you essentially have to PvE. Because those secondary stats from PvE gear are going to be much, much stronger than the PvP gear that you have to, I guess, settle for less secondary stats. And not only that, but then also settle for having to grind it out for an incredibly long amount of time. So now we're at the predicament of, this is how it is in Shadowlands beta. And PvP players are finally I like every PvP YouTuber I've seen has been voicing their opinion on this, for the most part. Talking about how it's a really bad system. They should just introduce resilience or PvP. It's so easy to fix, too. It's just introduce versatility that's only active in PvP, and call it PvP power. That's all you have to do to fix this fucking huge shit show. But Blizzard just doesn't want to because they're stubborn. Now we're at the point where we're trying our best as a community, I suppose, and the only power we have as a community... God, we're getting shit on. The only power we have as a community is just, like, making videos about it and trying to convince Blizzard to put PvP power in the game. So, I don't know. I'm making this video just to give my thoughts on it. Of course, I want PvP power as someone who literally only gears through PvP most expansions I've played in my life. Having PvP power / some PvP specific stat was fine. I enjoyed it. If anything, it made me want to PvE because I knew if I wanted to compete with other PvE people, I'd need good PvE gear. So it would give me a reason to not only grind out PvP gear so I could be super strong against those PvE casuals that actually come into my zone, you know, my part of the game where I should kind of have some power over them. It gave me that ability to have power over the PvE people, and then it also gave me somewhat of a drive, somewhat of just like, not a feeling of I have to grind this, but if I want to PvE somewhat regularly or join a PvE guild, I'm gonna have to PvE for these pieces of gear. But my solutions, in quotation marks, not if that they really are any. Introduce versatility, like I said. Make it so PvP gear scales upwards in item level. So, an example of that would be... oh boy. An example of that would be, let's say, like I mentioned earlier, 470 before you engage in combat, and then it's 520 or 530 after you engage in PvP. That's another solution. Another solution, of course, would just be introducing the stats people want on the PvP gear in Shadowlands. And then, adding on top of that, would be making more honor obtained from Battlegrounds. Make it so it's just less to upgrade. And the complaint here, I forgot to mention this, the max item level of an upgradable PvP piece is 183 or something on Shadowlands, which is like 6 or 7 item levels above a Mythic 0. This is somewhat important, but essentially Mythic 0s are the same item level gear. Not only just like no requirement, beginning of the expansion, you can skip all the grinding of PvP gear, do a Mythic 0, get a piece with better stats, and have it be higher item level without the grind. I'm not even sure if the devs care about PvP anymore at this point, to be honest. All their actions from recent expansions and recent PvP events, the fucking transmog toy where they took all the money and just, for the most part, pocketed it. PvP power being stolen, corruptions being in the game for as long as they have, Destro Warlocks shitting on people for an entire expansion, greater spells being in the game, all that shit. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I don't see PvP improving at all unless they introduce PvP power, to be honest. Otherwise, I think for the most part it's just going to be the same thing. Let me grind PvE so I can do PvP. And hopefully there's no super OP PvE trinkets in Shadowlands as well, you know? I'm sure that's undergone thorough testing on the beta, as it always does, not a hint of sarcasm there. Fuck me, guys. I hope Shadowlands is good. If it's not, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to play another MMO, because I fiend for MMOs, but WoW is just not tickling the pickle anymore. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, description, bell thing. Check out Twitch. Check out Twitter. I really want to know what you guys think about the whole PvP power situation. Thanks for watching. Till next time.